Good morning. Oh, four people are already here. Good morning, guys. Thank you for coming. Okay. Can you hear me? Again, I forgot to test. I prepared for this, but I forgot to test. Am I on? Yeah. So let me know if you can hear me. This is Friday, guys. This is Friday. For some people, it's Friday night. Good morning, Green Tea. Thank you for coming. You're regular. Okay, great. Thank you very much, Green Tea. Okay, so I don't know how many people will be showing up today, but we have two questions to go over today. And if you have questions, please let me know. If I can go over your question, I will go over it maybe next Monday. Now, next Wednesday, I cannot do this because I have to go work for interpretation. So I cannot do that. I'm sorry about that. But next Friday, I will be back on. So if you have a question, just start typing. All right. And yeah, as people are coming, great. Again, if you have questions, start typing up and you can just say hello if you want to, so I know who's out there. Even though we haven't probably, most of us haven't met each other in person, this is great. Very encouraging. Oh, Arnold, thank you. Good morning. Poland. Is Poland nighttime? I know we're totally in a different place on the earth. Isn't it? No, probably it's daytime, isn't it? Almost, I don't know. All right, let's go over some questions, all right? Okay, and first one, I'm going to talk about Tenochi later, okay, because it's going to take a long time, I think. So I'm going to talk about different shinai I can use for Kendo. So this was a question, and let me share. Which one is it? I think this one it is. Okay, so let me do this. Okay, so this is from Hamish. I am new to this. I need to know what are the different shinai I can use for practice. That's a good question. If you're new, of course, you don't know what to use. So we can go over this. Okay, so now I don't know what he meant by practice. If he's new, I think he's talking about suburi. Suburi is empty cut, right? Good morning, Peter. So let's talk about different shinai for suburi. If you are talking about actual hitting practice, right? If you want to hit a person, of course, a fully equipped person, there are regulations, regulations on shinai. So it's not about your body size. It's about your age. Now, if you are an adult means, let's say, older than 19 years old or older, okay? You have to use the length of 39. Now, 39 is old Japanese measurement system. Sanshaku Kyusun is the real, the whole name. Sanshaku is about one shaku is about 30 centimeters, so it's about 1 foot. And ishaku, Eastern is about 2.5, I think. Uh, just off top of my head. So it's about 1 inch. So 39 is 3 feet 9 inches. About as in centimeters. I don't really recall. Okay, 39, right? So 90 centimeters times about about 117 centimeters around there, I think. I just don't remember. Let me pull out my website. Shinai size. Okay. There you go. Okay. So, okie dokie. Let's share it. Okay. Uh, okay. So let's see. Oh, it's too small, isn't it? Um, okay. So length. University, okay, so university students up, that is about 18 years old or 19 years old, 120 centimeters, okay, or shorter. And has to be at least 510 grams or more. All right, so I don't think it has changed. If it has, I'm sorry, but that you have to use. If you want to use for practice, it doesn't really matter, does it? But you don't want to hurt your practicing partner. So you don't want to use very heavy shinai because if you're whacking someone's head, if you're using the very heavy shinai, it's the physics. If you're using heavy shinai, the force of the shinai, you're hitting, it increases. And if you don't know how to use tenouchi, which is next question, I'm going for next question later. If you're going for tenouchi, if you're bad tenouchi, you're gonna just hurt your partner. Your training partners. Without training partners, you cannot train kendo. So you really have to be careful. Now, for me, so for an adult, you you can use shinai 39 shinai, right? So 120 centimeter or shorter, right? So I cut 39 shinai, cut a little bit, and then uh, I try to keep the weight more than at least 510 grams. So I can use it for Shiai as well. Now, these regulations are to, just to make sure you use, just to be fair in tournament. You don't want to use long Shiai, or you don't want to use too light Shiai. So just regulations for Shiai. Now, for practice, it doesn't really matter, right? Uh, if you understand the concept of kendo, you train to train yourself, right? Your training should be for yourself to become a better person, stronger physically, mentally. So you don't want to cheat. So long shinai and then just go boom, 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 boom. So it's what's the point of doing that, right? So if you have that common sense, one thing, train yourself physically, mentally, just one thing. You don't want to cheat. You just fight square and fair and square. So you just think about it and then just do it as within the common sense. So for practice purpose, you can make it a little bit shorter. The reason I make it shorter is basically my shoulder injuries. It hurts. So make it a little bit lighter. I take off. It depends on where the balance is. If the balance is around here, when I swing, all right, it has more, it increases speed. Increases speed, it becomes, increases force. When it increases the force, I have to use muscles, but it hurts. So I don't want to do that. So I just cut a little bit to maintain balance and keep the weight close to my hands. So it's a little bit less, um, stress on my shoulders. So that's what I do, right? And so basically, depends on some senses says make it shorter, use shorter shinai to train their mentality. Because if you get close, you have to get closer to strike your opponent when you use your if you're using shorter shinai, right? So you have to get closer. So you train your here up here, okay, in here too. You have to be patient. Be patient. You are very. It's scary to get in, right? So you have to fight your fear. All right. It's all about you. Okay. You have to train yourself. So it's fear. It's scary to get in. All right. It's very scary. And then strike. So some senses said that you can do that, right? So I think Shiai regulation wise, okay, Shiai, you have to make it fair. So yes, they have length regulations and weight regulations, all the regulations, right? But for practice purpose, to train yourself, you can just experiment. Again, don't use too heavy shinai. If it's too heavy, you might hurt your training partner. You don't want to do that. All right, so be careful. You have to respect your training partners. Without them, you cannot train. Now, Tenochi. Hi, Quiet Sky. Good morning. Lab. Good morning. Thank you for coming, guys. And make sure I'm going to talk about Tenochi. So if you think your friends uh, benefit from the Tenochi lecture, please let them know. Can I use Bokken for self-practice at home? Yes, you can. That's a good idea. And oh, guys, today one of the regulars here, George, is getting married. So if you give it up to him, congratulations, George. We are so happy for you and welcome to the club. Call me when you want to cry. Okay. All right. So now, Tenochi. So this question is, I think everyone has similar question. Uh, let me share this. Okay, and hang on a sec. I clicked the wrong button. So this is the question. Okay, so it's question from Oxidio Vivo. What does proper tonnage feel like? That is deep, isn't it? It's very, very deep. It's almost hard to answer that question. How does it feel? Oh, make sure you hit the like button. Okay, so how does it feel like? It's a great question. Now, one, you if you have sensei, and I hope you do, right? You have sensei, and if sensei gives you good technology, right? It's sharp. It's sharp and it's heavy, but it's not that much of a pain, you know. So you don't feel painful, but of course they are hitting you, so you have to feel some kind of pain there, but it's not very bone cracking painful pain. So that you have to know how it feels like Okay, so you know this is how I should be feeling like. So if someone else has hit me, I can tell, oh, that's different from sensei. You know, I think you're doing something wrong. So you can tell them, right? Now, one, that's how you have to feel it. Now, two, you have to hear it. Okay, good tenors, you have to hear it. Okay, so you if you watch sensei or high grade holders striking, you have to hear the sound and go pok. You know, it's crisp, sharp, but it's not dull. You know, you can hear pop, that sound. So you have to hear it. Oh, that's a very nice sound. So you can really hear, you can kind of input how it should sound like. That's number two, right? You have to memorize, your body has to know how it feels like to receive good technology. Two, you have to hear it, what kind of sound it creates when you hit properly. Okay. And three, it's very hard. Uh, you you actually have to create it, right? Now, there are a lot of ways to practice, right? And oh, thank you guys for congratulate George. George is getting married today, so uh, he's regular here. So please say congrats to him. All right, so here, this is one way to practice. Now, right hand should be light. We all know that, right? Right hand should be light. So that means uh, light means relaxed. Your right hand should be relaxed. So in a way, this is, can you see? So there's a gap, there's a space in my hand, right? So this is how relaxed I should be. And I go up. I don't grab my right hand to lift my shoulder, okay? Because it's there. Okay. If I just go use use my left hand, tighten my left hand, the shinai comes up. Okay. Of course, I use fingers of right hand too. Okay, like this. Okay, it comes up. I don't need to pull it like this. What I'm saying is, I don't need to use my muscles to lift up a little bit. Okay, lift up shinai just a little bit. Oh. Okay, just only kensai comes up. See, like this. Okay, I'm not doing this. I'm talking about small strike. Right? So here. Now, nice and light, very relaxed, soft. Okay, so that's first thing. Okay. And second thing, because you have to stop your shinai, right? Sharpness is created how you stop. Okay, it's not how you hit, how you stop, like that. Now, probably it's controversial, so I'm gonna tell you from my perspective, also what I learned from Sensei, and one way to practice Tennoji. Okay, this is one way. Okay, might work for you, might not work. Okay, can you hear? Like this. So what I'm doing is, see, right hand is just doing this. So shinai is hitting my fingers from here, like this, right? I go like this, and as you stop, I'm doing this, like that. Okay, maybe you think this is loose, so let's do this one. This is kind of firm, right? Can you feel it? Okay, let's like that. So that's one way to practice. Yeah, especially kote strike, main strike. So that's as you. This is hitting, right? This moment you're grabbing it. So as you hit the target, you grab it, and as you grab, it pops up. Okay, so the uh, because kendo we actually have to strike the target, right? The physically we can't go through, not like katana. So you have to hit it. But if you keep hitting it, like if you push your sword towards the target, okay, the power it doesn't go anywhere. It stays here. So you and then when you hit something, the same amount of force is coming back to the object, right? So shinai goes down, right? And the force going in, and the same amount of force is coming back to the shinai. Now, if it doesn't bounce like that, right, you are forcing your hands or shinai down. So you're fighting. You're fighting against the force coming up to your shinai, right? So you have to go like this. Now, as a result, it hurts. Okay, it's go. It hurts so much. Okay, it doesn't matter here. It hurts so much if you're pushing it down. So everything you come in here. Uh, if you strike properly, right, your shinai, because again, same amount of force is coming back to your shinai, and shinai is flexible, so it comes up, right? It comes up. So at that moment, you grab it. So as you can see, as you grab it, your wrist comes up, right? So I think that is the secret of Tenochi. I'm still studying. Tenochi is very hard. So that's the first step. Okay, first step where you grab your sword. Okay, and then what you don't want to do is go like this. Go up you lift your shinai up after you strike. Okay, now there are two reasons. Okay, there are two physically, what do you call it? Because it's physically dangerous. Okay, the one is physically doesn't make sense because you want to go forward. We're going forward, right? And you're lifting your hands up. What happens here is your shinai is going that way, but you want to go forward. It doesn't make sense, does it? One force is going backwards, one force is going forward. So it cancels is cancels it cancels out. Okay? So you're going forward, but then you're going to stop yourself by lifting your hands up above your head. All right? So it doesn't make sense. You're going against what you want to do. So you're not using your shinai effectively. That's one reason. Okay, that's why you don't want to have your hands above your head after striking man like this, or kote as well. Kote like this. Again, you're stopping yourself from going forward, right? So it doesn't make sense. This is very common mistake among beginners. Okay, number two, safety reason. You don't want to lift your hands above your head especially after you strike man. Okay, this is why you go. What happens here again? This is pulling you backwards. And what happens here is your opponent is right in front of you. If he or she pushes you, it depends on where he pushes you to, but especially around here, right? You go backwards easily and then you fall, bam, hit your head. You won't be able to do kendo for a while if your concussion is bad. This is very common injury in kendo, all right, because your hands are above your head. Now it's two reasons. One, you don't want to have your hands above your head because of this that just I just told you. All right, it's dangerous if someone pushes your neck. Number two, you're not supposed to push around here. So it's two bad things happens on the on the right timing. Okay, this person who executed main strike have to fall. Bah. He's gonna hit he or she. They're gonna hit their back. Worst case scenario, hit his head, her head, right? Hit their head on the floor. They won't be able to do kendo for a long time. Now, do you want to, it intentionally or not? This shouldn't happen, right? Because you're not doing kendo to hurt other person, right? So make sure, okay, you can hurt your opponent, but don't do it. Okay, if you push neck like this, they're gonna fall bad. Okay, so please don't do it. Okay, so make sure when you strike men, go forward. Okay, and when you stop, as you stop, tighten your fingers. Okay, I'm working on it still, and it depends on the the timing of your grip. When you tighten your fingers, it changes everything a lot. Your strike becomes dull, or your strike becomes too light. It's all about timing of this finger grip when you grab your sword with the fingers. So you got to experiment. Now, when you do so, you have to have someone who knows how it feels like when you execute a proper tenouchi. So that's why everyone has to know how it should be feeling when you receive good tenouchi. Okay, so remember how it feels like when your sensei strikes you. Okay, that's why we say motodachi is not a striking dummy; it's a learning experience as well. Okay, so please make sure you learn by motodachi, doing motodachi. Okay, good, good, good. All right, now I see some questions. Vile Deacon, did I say it right? Probably not. I'm sorry about that. Have you ever worked with anyone who has ulnar impaction syndrome? What's that? Don't worry, I'll Google it. It's something about this bone, right? And impaction. Ulnar degenerative condition characterized by ulnar wrist pain. Ooh, swelling. So you have wrist pain? Let me Google in Japanese. Ah, okay. I never heard that before in Japanese either. Mansei up. Oh, okay. To be honest with you, I don't know anyone like this. So part of my wrist bone, hand bone can impact my ulnar bone. No, I'm never. Okay, that you have to talk to your doctor. Explain what you want to do or what you're doing. Kendo, you just have to do this. Uh, I had wrist injury, and a lot of people have elbow, tennis elbow in kendo. So, but first you gotta talk to your doctor, okay, and talk to him what you are capable of, and if you do kendo already, uh, see how it feels like. Okay, I have this bone. I don't know what happens with my wrist. Can you see this? I don't have that here. My uh, right wrist. I don't know. See, this is my left. This is my right. I have a bump here. I don't know what that is. So I'm sure that's from kendo. So I'm sorry, Valdecon. I cannot answer your question. If it hurts, you've got to talk to your doctor and then see what you can do. Now, if it's right or left, now kendo has become more open. So, if it's left hand, you can go nito, for example, like this, and you can use right hand like this. Okay, so now that's the matter of who can teach you. Or left hand, right? So you can do little shorter sword here, and then longer sword here, and then you can just go strike mainly, strike with the right hand. That's my opinion. But if you have a sensei, you have to talk to sensei as well. Okay, uh, kendo is very difficult for yourself and for you to learn, uh, you know, by yourself. So I strongly suggest that you go to see someone um, experienced in kendo. All right. Hang on. My part. He said to limit how far my wrist flex in kendo. So you have talked to your sensei or doctor. We've been talking about southpaw, right? Maybe you can do this. If, like I said, no one, if traditional sensei maybe go, what is he doing? But if it's you medically, you can't do it physically, you won't be able to do it. I think it's okay. You know, uh, we don't carry the sword anymore, and kendo is to train yourself physically, mentally, and you just if you can't do certain things because you cannot bend your knee, there should be exception. So sorry about that. I have talked to the doctor and says, okay, what did they say? I'm curious. So your very flexes in kendo will be limited, yeah. And then, what did your sensei say? Sajat, hi, how are you, man? All right. So if you have more questions, oh, Oxidio, no problems. Welcome, man. Welcome. I addressed your question. So did it help? Hope it helped. Sensei said tape the wrist and then straighten forearm. Straighten forearm. Like this. After all, I don't know what it means, and then I don't want to interfere what your sensei said. Number one thing is I don't want you to get hurt or get your whatever you have worse. All right, so you have to talk to your own body and then adjust what you can do, and at a certain a certain degree, you can't take it anymore, right? That happens. So you can go, can I take Nito, for example? Can I take Migi Jodan like this? Okay, you can go, strike me like this, like that, okay? So there are options. There should be options in Kendo as well. All right, so to strengthen, oh, sorry, strengthen forearm. Okay, so if you strengthen your forearm, you should be okay. Is that what it is? If that's the thing, I think you should do that. So if you send me the video and what you can do, what you cannot do, I can suggest my opinion. Only I can only share my opinion. So I can do that too if you want me to. All right. Okay. So feel free to send me a video. All right. All right, cool. So today is Friday, and I will be back on Monday, next Monday. So if you have questions, leave the questions in the comment area or somewhere, and I will address your questions next week, next Monday. All right, thank you very much, guys. And I am going to start new project, um, uh, training myself, working out. So if you want to be, working out for Kendo, because I cannot do training as much as I want to. So I decided to do some workout, and I can share what I learned with you as well. So if you're interested, come to Patreon area, Kendo Patreon, patreon.com/Kendo for Life, I think, and become a member, $5 or more. So we can share what I learned with you. All right. Ooh. Thank you very much again, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day and have a good night. Have a good evening. Bye bye. Before you go, hit the like button. Thank you, Green Tea. Yeah, Valdi can do that, please. Thank you very much. Thank you, Arnold. Oh, Tenochi, from Czech. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Have a good weekend, guys.